Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, guten Tag. Hello, welcome to my live chat. I'm doing another little talkie session. I am 1 minute early, so I would just say cheese sandwich with banana cream and a slice of leaf. Just to fill out the time until it is exactly 2:30, 2:20, 14:29. 14:29. I'm early. I like being early. I hate being late. I'm always before time, before I'm supposed to. I always come early. Yeah. Anywho, it's not 30 yet, and it's nearly 30, and it's going to be 30 soon. Yes, there it goes. It's now 2:30. Welcome to the news. This is the news, and we have news for you. Hello, chappets. I thought I'd do a live chat video talking about Essen, the Spiel fair, because embarrassing as it is, I misplaced my camera, and I was going to do some little videos at the Spiel fair and to show you guys what it looks like, the kind of games that are there, and what kind of stupid things I do. And perfect. The stupid thing I do is I misplaced my camera. No. It's still here. I still have it. I didn't lose it. There it is. There's my baby. But it was a case of I loaded up my car with all my bits to go. I drove off to my friend Gilu. I drove off to his house to pick him up, and then we drove from his house to my other friend's house, Julia, who lives a good hour away from him, and that's where we changed cars. So we all jumped into Julian's car, and Julian drove the rest of the way from France to Germany. And it was in that transfer of things from my car to his car that my camera got left in my car. So I was unable to make any videos about Essen. So I thought I'd do this, and I kept putting off doing a live video due to the fact that I've had to run back and forth a bit from my parents to here, and not been too good. Yes, I'm a bit down. So if I glaze off into the distance, you'll have to forgive me. But I shouldn't do. I'll make this short and sweet. What is Essen Spiel? Is Essen Spiel worth going to? If you've ever been to a convention before, a game convention where people play board games, this will fit right in. It's just bigger, grander, more people, and of course there's lots of hype in regards to the new games which are coming out. If you've never been to a convention like this, or even just a small games con in your local civic center or sports hall near you, then you are kind of missing out. But is Essen is it worth going to Essen? Is it worth going for one day, or is it worth going for lots of days? Well, I can say that it's probably worth going for lots of days, because in one day you can't really grasp everything that is there. I think after the fourth day there, I managed to see all the things that I wanted to see. There were things that I didn't want to see. Maybe that was that's very selfish of me not to go and see things that people were putting on display. But I don't know. I just kind of got bored, kind of. But anywho, is it worth going to? You have to be logical about these things. The guys that I went with, my friends that I went with, they go every year, so they can buy all the latest and greatest games that come out every year at Essen. And I mean, that's a different mentality to what I go to Essen for. I go to Essen just to see people, to see games, and just to soak up the atmosphere. It's a change of air for me. It's like a holiday for me. I like it as a holiday. Unlike going to the beach, I don't really like going to the beach, but I like going to conventions for a couple of days or more, and it is really enjoyable for me in that respect. I'm not going there. I'm not going there to do shopping. Let's just say that. Many people said, "Are you going? Are you going?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going." He goes, "Oh, have you got your list ready?" I'm like, "What list?" So, "Oh, look." They get out this piece of paper and they got like 30, 40 games jotted down. I'm like, "Okay, no, I haven't got a list." So that's my approach to these events, is to go there and absorb and just have fun. I'm not there to buy every single game that's out there so I can review them and give you everything, because, you know, one, my budget won't cover it. Two, my wife would probably throw most of them back into the fire. And three, you know, I just don't see the point of buying a shed load of games if I'm not going to be able to get around to playing them in my lifespan, you know. Yes, there are games which still sit on my shelf, and I still haven't got to play properly. I am cult of the old, even though I do review new games which have just come out fresh from the market. Excuse me a second. But yeah, I don't have the approach probably that a lot of board game reviewers have, and that might put you off of me, and that might turn you on to me, depending. I'm just level-headed. I'm just a family guy. I'm someone with not a big budget. As you can tell, I'm doing this stuff. So let me talk you through Essen, and I'll do a slideshow so you can see what were the things that I saw with this camera. Yeah, I didn't, as I said, I misplaced this baby, but I took some pictures with this thing. Okay, if you want ask any questions or anything, you can. There it is. Twitter is there. I've got my phone here, so if you Twitter, I can have a quick look and go, ooh, oh, that's a good question. You can also write questions on the side of the YouTube thingy dooby-doo. Oh, I look sexy there. I look sexy there. Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share and talk to you about Essen. Right, we click on this button here and we go there. And I will share with you what's going on my computer. You don't want to see that. Here we go. My bag is packed. As you can see, I've got my Monopoly boxer shorts there. Woohoo! So I was packed for Essen, and here is the obligatory road to Essen. There's lots of people on Facebook posting photographs of their sat navs and the road ahead of them, saying, "Yeah, we're going to Essen! Woohoo! Cool, huh?" Yeah, right. This is a shot of I don't know if I can turn it around. This is a shot of Greenland. It's a very small card game with some cubes where you have a family. And this was the first game that we played when we got to our hotel that night. And this is the only game that I won in the whole time that I was there. Somehow I won, killing lots of sea lions and whales and things like that. But that's a small card game where you have a family of Eskimos and you've got to try and survive, and there's a bit of competition. You can marry off to the other players. Excuse me. But anywho, yes, we were going to Essen, and there was a nice church, and I took a picture of it. When we got there, it was very well organized. We got in there pretty quick. And as you can see, this game was the first game that we stumbled on as we walked through the door. It's by Cranial Creations. It's called Monster Tower. And it's basically a kid's game. where you have this big 3D tower, and each player they take a card, and each card says what type of monster you are. And basically, depending on the monster, is a different shape wooden cube. So you have squares and X's and stars and circles. And these cubes are dropped into the top of this tower. And then you got 30 seconds to put your fingers in through the holes and knock your shapes all the way down to the bottom. After 30 seconds, the player with the most shapes at the bottom is the winner. Simple, cute, kids game. You know, I'll play anything. Later on, we got to another game. I don't know if you know what this game is, but you can be a TV. You can buy a TV. You can be a nerd. I was a nerd, and I was a nerd who was a TV presenter. And that game is called The Pursuit of Happiness, which is just in the middle there on this blurry image. Okay, The Pursuit of Happiness is a worker placement game, and all the players will go through these events in their life. You start off as teens, go into adulthood, and then old age will creep in, and then you'll die. Yes. And along the way, you're collecting resources like friendship and studying and playing. And the game is really, really thematic, and it played really nicely. The beautiful cartoony artwork really, really helped this game. This was the first game that we sat down and played at a table, and it was really enjoyable. Really, really enjoyable. I really liked it. Later on, we moved to another table where we were taught rules for Thrash and Roll, which is a metal band board game. It's basically a dice placement. You roll dice, and then you use them to do actions like make your guitarist a better guitarist, or make your bass drummer, or collect fans, or go and do a concert, or release a CD and single. And through doing these different events, you'll get points somehow. I can't remember how. And as you can see, there's a packet of tissues there. But it's based on real rock bands living in, I can't remember which country, but anywho. And this game here. Oh, going back to Thrash and Roll. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Thematic, it's okay. It was all right. Some nice artwork-ish. I found it kind of dry, but anywho. This game. Guess what it is? No, you can't guess what it is. This game is Potion Explosion by Horrible Games. And in this game, you are a scientist and you're making potions. And it's done with this little bee rack here, where you're collecting marbles out of it. If you remove a marble and two marbles touch each other afterwards and they're the same color, you can collect them as well. And then you add them to your potion, and each potion has a special power which you can use to take more bees and do other things with, like rearrange the bees in the rack there. And it's a family-like game. And go back, it's a family-like game. It worked really well, and that was one of the games that I walked home with. Here's a pirate ship. Now, the one thing I can say about Essen this year, there were a lot of pirate games, and this was one of them. Again, it's a dice-based one, and it's called Rattle Battle. You're rolling dice into the box, and then it's a visual thing as you kind of manipulate your dice to get them closer to merchant boats, because you're pirates. And you got to attack them and sink them to steal their loot, and then use that loot to buy special powers and bits and bobs. And there's lots of different scenarios depending on the deck of cards that you use and how many players there are. It was quite enjoyable. Lots of components, beautiful artwork. I don't know if it's a game that I'll play a lot, but I would give it a go again. As you can see, there are special things that you can buy. You can trade in 2 barrels of rum for a special power. You can buy a crew member. You can upgrade your ship and make your ship bigger so you can carry more loot. And it was very enjoyable and very beautifully presented. Here is another game we played. This one's a Kickstarter. This is called Cleared for Takeoff, which is up on Kickstarter right now. And it's a card game where you're manipulating your planes around an airport and trying to get them to all take off. And each player will have a different set of aeroplanes. There's 3 different sizes. There's smalls, mediums, and larges. There's a little bit of take that in it with the card play, but you play a card which will move your plane into the next stage, the next port of ready for takeoff. And you just keep going like that until you've got all your planes off. And as I said, every player will have a different set of airplanes. Some of them will have 6 small airplanes, which are very easy to move because you only need 1 card to move it. And some of them have like 4 large ones, and you need 3 cards to move a large airplane 1 space. So it swings and roundabouts, but it worked really well. Next game, that was clear for takeoff, the last one. This game here is kind of worker placement thingy, and it looks like this, and it's called Code of 9. And the less I say about that, the better. It was boring. It wasn't explained properly. Didn't make any thematic sense. Why was I putting a token there to collect another token here? And I just wanted the game to end. So the less I say about that, the better. Later on that night, we got back home after my friends had picked up a ton of games, and one of them was called Game of Gnomes, which is this one here with a big 3D mountain thing. I don't know if you can see this very well, but anywho, it's a very light family game. You're moving your gnome around by playing cards, which move them along the coloured routes there, and you collect mushrooms and you sell them at the shops, and you just go around and sell them, and that's it for a certain amount of rounds. And then the end of the year comes and it's game over. And during the course of the year, there's different types of mushrooms which grow, and some that disappear and die out. So there you go. That's the first day at Essen. That was quite a lot of games, wouldn't you say? Yeah? Okay. Drink tea. So, first day of Essen. It wasn't too packed. There was enough room. The corridors, the walkways in Essen are about 6 people wide in places. In some places it's 4 people wide, but mainly it's 6 people wide. So you can get a lot of traffic down there. Unless, again, there are people queuing or watching something in a stand next to you. So there is plenty of room to walk around, and you can get around quite easy. Unfortunately for me, I have to walk slow because I have this kind of vertigo because there's too much information going into my eyes and trying to reach my thing I call a brain. And so I have to go slowly. And my friends were like, zoom, 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 zoom. And it was like they get to the head and then they look back and go, where's Barry? Where's Barry? Hello, Barry, come here. We are here. And so I'd like, and that's the thing, my friend Gilu, he's a bit bigger than me, but he was able to squeeze through small gaps between people a lot more efficiently than me. And then again, maybe I was being polite and I was just like, I'd get behind this person. And it's like Frogger, and then you get behind that person and then you go there. Yeah, so. Okay. But yeah, the first day was playing lots of games with my 3 friends. And we played a lot of games and we saw a lot of things. And of course, my friends have their big shopping lists. And so they picked up a lot of games that night. Ooh, yes, they did. Whereas I didn't pick up so many. Excuse me, back to the screen share. Let's go. There you go. There's some people at Essen. There were quiet pockets. And there's my friends, but we'll skip over them. And there's some people that I would like to call friends. Yes. Eric Martin, Bruno Cathana, and I think his name's Mark. No, it's not Mark. I can't remember. But Eric, spoke to him while they were out filming, recording stuff. And we had a nice little chat. And I forgot entirely to talk to him about his Sapiens review, which I really enjoyed because he hit the nail on the head with that. But anywho, we met up with some friends of ours during the course of the convention, which was nice. It's funny how many people you bump into that you normally see in your games nights or at your gaming store. And we bumped into some friends. I bumped into my friend Philip Tappy Mockett, and we talked a lot. And he said, you have to hang around with me because I need you to explain the rules to me, because he doesn't speak very good English. And a lot of people there speak English, and in fact, 90% of the games that we played, their rules were explained in English for us. This is Evolution, which you've probably heard of. And it's a game where you are taking animals and developing them yourself. So you're making them bigger, increasing their body size, or you're increasing their population, or you're adding these special traits. And you can eat other people's animals, and you basically just got to survive to get more points at the end of the game. It's really well put together. I like the trays, but the cubes don't move. The card art is nice. As you can see, my friend is there. Nice big dinosaur. Evolution. It was a very interesting game. I'd play it again. Not the greatest game in the world, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And yeah, I'm trying to take selfies. And I thought, sod it. Here we have Blue Orange Games, and there in the middle, very blurred again, is a very nice chap called Chanel Lissalle, the designer of New York 1901. I caught up with him. We had a chat. He's really sweet, and there's a big tower of all his games. Ooh. I hope they were gone by the end of it. I really do. We had a really nice chat, and he sent me a nice little present to thank me for doing my video review of his game. And I thanked him for making him a really excellent game. I don't know what Krabs is doing there. Anywho, we just played any game when there was a table available. I mean, we obviously, between the three of us, we had priorities of what games that we wanted to play. I had a list of designers that had contacted me and said, can you come by my stand and I'll show you my new game. So I had that kind of objective, but it wasn't a major objective. I had plenty of time to walk around and do my own things. And this is a table that we come across. It's called Boomtown Bandits, which is, oh, dearie me. It's area control with dice. You basically choose which area you're going to go to. You're going to go to the stagecoach, or you're going to go to the train, or you're going to go to the saloon. You're all bandits. And if another player goes to that same place, what will happen is there'll be a shoot-off. You each have a die, and you roll them quickly, and the first one to get the bullet and shout bang kills the other opponent, and then you take a card which gives you a bonus. Yeah, light, simple, pretty, but that was it. Here's another dice game. This is Octodice, which is from the, I can't remember the game, Stefan Feld game. Oh, is there anyone out there who knows the answer to this? Let's have a look. Nobody's talking to me. That's good. Okay, nobody knows the answer. Yeah, but it's a very light dice rolling game where you roll 6 dice, you save some, you roll the rest, you save them, and the third time you roll them, and then you save some more, and then you use the results and record them on a kind of like a Yahtzee sheet to do different things. Dull. Yeah, it was all right. Another dice game. This is called Dice City, where you roll 5 dice, and the color in the number where it goes onto your big grid will activate the building, whatever is on that grid. So like that yellow 3 there would activate that building there, which would give me 1 victory point. Okay, you can get money and you can buy more buildings. There's like a market of buildings, and so you replace the buildings that you have with newer, bigger buildings, and you just keep going until someone gets the maximum amount of points. Very, very light, very, very fun. There's a lot more strategy than I thought there would be. I mucked up big time by putting all my military in one row, which means nothing really, because if you roll 1 dice per row, you're only going to get 1 result, and I really wanted more, but hey ho, you live and you learn. Ooh. Yes, my friends Gilu and Julian. We also played another game called Pitch Fleet, which is a dexterity game in space where you are Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. You like my video. I even started. I went, ooh. Yeah. So yeah, it's a dexterity game where you've got spaceships and you're flicking them across discs. You're flicking discs across this star system, which is, as you can see, has got stars on it and planets. And you each have a destination to go to, which planet. And so it's a race to get there. And we played it as a team, well, not tag team, but a team, 4 players here. And it was kind of light, fun, simple. And then you get powers and you get points. Same as normal. Yeah, nothing special. I know that Gilu walked away with it. Here's a picture that you might want to like to see. This is Scythe. This is another Kickstarter, which is up at the moment as well. We had this game taught to us in about 20 minutes in French. And as you can see, it looks really nice. Yeah, guys, okay, that's enough. And it is a resource management combat simulator of some sort. It played really simply. We didn't get to play it for a long time. We had an hour slot. We had a 20-minute instruction, and then at the end, after playing for about 30 minutes, we had a 10-minute. Wow, this is what would happen at the end of the game when there's combat, and it was good, and it's encouraged me to back this Kickstarter because there's something about it which is going to be different. It's weird to have a resource. It does feel like a command and conquer game in a way, where you're controlling areas, but the thing is, combat is not necessarily a good thing, as we found out, and that put off my friends a bit. They were kind of like, if you win a combat, you don't get the popularity from the world, and so you become like a bad, evil regime, so people don't like you, and that kind of detracts from you winning. But at the same time, it does give you like the extra resources and things. So if you win a combat, you become more powerful, but you have not a very good reputation, which makes it hard to win, which is fair. And that's one of the things I liked about it. As I said, we didn't play it very long, but it left me wanting more. We managed to walk over to the Stronghold booth because I wanted to look at 504, but after looking at it, I decided I want to play something else. And we played this, Space Cadets Away Missions, which is a co-op game, like most co-op games with miniatures, where you go down and then there's androids which have or aliens that have their programming against you. So you do your actions, and then the aliens do their actions, and you try to discover what's going on. And yes. And as you can see, we had our Cavajou t-shirts on saying Reims, and one of the demonstrators was from our area of France, and I managed to have a good chinwag with him. Later on that night, it was beer and Spectre Ops. Yes, Spectre Ops, that game which is like Scotland Yard, but you're on a mission. I think I was tired. I didn't enjoy it that much. I was playing a werewolf, so I had special powers like being able to smell out where the bad guy was, and I had very powerful one-on-one attacks. But just that line of sight thing is really annoying when when the enemy is just round the corner. It could be on that space just right next to me, but I can't see them because it's not orthogonal line of sight. Well, it is orthogonal line of sight, but it's not diagonal line of sight, which bugged the pants out of me. Rah! Third day, I went over to Golden Egg Games booth because I've been invited by Elad there to play Rome Rise to Power, which is another dice game. Dice placement. You roll dice and then place them to conquer regions, to hire senators, and to pay for gladiators and animals to add into your circus. And it was a very light, fun game. One that I think will play nicely into the family. Here we have the Dice Tower crew. Well, Z can't see her anyway. It wasn't until the third day that I bucked up the courage to go and see the Dice Tower guys and see how they were. And they were, yes, I know. I said bucked up my courage. All right, I'm shy. It took me a while to get comfortable at Essen, but when I did get there, I was in my element. Another game that we were taught was Apocalypse Chaos, this lovely game here, which is not really an action game, but more of a thinky puzzle game, which we enjoyed really well. And we played it with the designer, Florian Fay, who is a friend. Let's go back. He's the brother of someone I know here. We managed to hook up, and he taught us his game, which we really dug. And it's left me with this amazing feeling that I've just been in the film Assault on Precinct 13. That's all I can say. Amazing game. We played this WWF game, which is like rock, paper, scissors with wrestling. Anyway, another game from Golden Egg Games, Prime Time. Again, another worker placement game. It was thematic. It was a nice theme as well. I mean, you're basically trying to set up a week's scheduling of decent programs and trying to get the majority of viewers to watch. And it worked really well. I got thrashed, but it worked really well. But after playing The Pursuit of Happiness, I found that The Pursuit of Happiness had the theme came through a lot more. Maybe it was because this game relied on cubes instead of meeples for your viewers. If it had meeples, maybe it'd have been better. But you know, the whole thing came through. The ideas come through. As you can see, I've got lots of reruns. I had most of my shows cancelled due to the fact that the other guys are having better shows on. But yeah, Prime Time, really good worker placement. Again, later that night, we managed to play another game. This is called Deadly Russian Roulette, which is just a roulette game. Push your luck. You put in these little rubber bullets into a bag, and then you're drawing them out. And you can skip your turn if you want. I won that one actually. So that's the second game that I won. Baby Blues is a very light card game. Very take that. You're responsible for kindergarten. You've got 5 babies, and on your turn you can play 1 red or yellow card on another player, and as many green cards as you want. And you basically, these red and yellow cards are, you know, take the dummy out of the baby's mouth, which makes them cry, and then that player's got to try and stop them from crying by playing a green card, which, you know, gives them another dummy or gives them a teddy bear to calm them down. Or you can put poo on them, so they poo themselves, and so you got to play a nappy. Yeah. Okay, the last day we played Antarctica. It's really nice looking Euro game where you have boats going around the Antarctica, and you're collecting resources, and you're building buildings which give you points, which give you more resources. Yeah, Antarctica. As you can see, it looks lovely. There's nice wooden pieces and cardboard pieces, but with a bad explanation of how the game played, so I couldn't tell you how the rules really work that well. And the AP that was probably used in this game just to play the game just dragged this game out exponentially, and I got very bored very quickly. Here we have a quick shot of Tom and Itai. Itai's Perez is the guy that does the show notes for the Dice Tower. He also does a podcast with me called The French Game Connection, and we talk about everything brand new, straight out of France in the gaming world. And so we hang around and we chatted. He's also working for the Conan booth as well. So, you know, the Kickstarter from earlier this year. Here is a game. I spent a bit of time with Eric Sommer, and we were chatting. And we thought, this is so boring. Why don't we play a game? And so we got this little dexterity game out where you give a player another shape, and then they have to balance it on top. And then they give you a shape, and you got to balance it on top. It's called Splash. Comes in this very small tin, which is very much like a Dobble and things like that. Spot It. I picked up one of these as well. A DeLorean. Woohoo! Okay, right. That's the slideshow over. Let's go back to me. Where am I? I'm there. Hello. I'm there. Woohoo. Okay, Carl. you've asked a question. I'm going to answer it now. What was my biggest surprise or disappointment at Essen? Biggest surprise. Biggest surprise was, I don't know. That's a good one. I did want to play Time Stories in English because I played it in French and I didn't really get it because there's a lot of text and there's a lot of words that I do not know. And I did want to try and play that, but you know, it was bookings only, and because it was like the hyped game there. Oh, actually, biggest disappointment. Here we go. Yes, this is one game that I was really looking forward to. 504 by Freedom Freezer. And I went past the Stronghold boost and there was people playing the game, and I looked at the table and I thought, my God, someone has vomited all over the table. The game looked really, really revolting. You look at the box and it doesn't look too bad, but when I looked at the game on the table, I don't know if it was a clash between the tablecloth colors and the component colors, but the game just looked really disgusting. The components looked really subpar. I went there to buy 504 because I want a one-box game that I can play lots of different games with and take on holiday with me. And I looked at it and I went, no, I'm not buying that. It was 65 euros as well. I'm thinking, oh my God, 65 euros for a pile of vomit. And so I walked away with Core Worlds and Amongst the Stars instead, and that was 65 euros as well. So I got two games, the price of one, and they don't look like vomit. So that was the biggest disappointment there. Biggest surprise. There was, I don't know. I just, maybe the biggest surprise for me was doing a bit of time with the Dice Tower guys. Jason Levine, he said, Barry, what are you doing? I said, just waiting for my friends to come back from playing the game. They said, oh, have you got time to hold a camera? I need to film an interview with Bruno Cathala and Anton Balzo. I said, yeah, okay. And that was a surprise that I was doing something which I never thought I'd do. I went to Essen to have fun and play games and just enjoy the atmosphere. I didn't go there to buy lots of games. I didn't go there to go, hey, look at me. Hey, yeah, you want my autograph? Yeah. How you doing? No, I went there to have fun and have a giggle and play lots of games. And again, I had my friends with me. They're both French. They speak a little English. They understand English extremely well. You know, we were having all these games explained to us in English. And there were moments when I was like, okay, so if I do that, that will do that. And my friend Julian would get, no. If you do that, then do this and do that. Oh, okay. And that was our pecking order. Julian understood the rules better than Gilu. Gilu understood the rules better than me. And that's even with the rules explained in English. And that normally dictated how the game would play as well. So like Julian would win, Gilu would come second, and I would be last. There was, I think it was Thrash and Roll we were playing. And Gilu had gone around the scoreboard. Gilu won that one. He'd gone around the scoreboard and got up to 47. I was on 49. So he'd done 147 points, and I was on 49 points. Yeah, embarrassing. Yeah, so I think, yeah, biggest surprise was how friendly people are. I may say that there are people there that barge past you and run, which really annoy me. But in general, friendliness, people were really, really friendly. I met some guy called Ben Maddox. I don't know if you know him. He's a podcaster, co-host to this guy, Robin Lee, from Whose Turn Is It Anyway? I met them both, and we had a great discussion, and that was fun. You know, unfortunately, that's the problem. I had this phone, and we only had internet access at our hotel, and I was trying to arrange with Robin to go and game with him after the event, and it was just a nightmare. And things kept coming up. There was the one day that we got it all sorted out and go, oh right, your hotel's there, I'm going to come there tonight. And then I went to contact him, and the battery had gone. So yeah, I think the biggest surprise for me was the people there and how friendly they were and how great they were. I did have a couple of people come up to me and say, hey, you're that guy who does that. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah. Let's see if I got a question on here. Who else did I meet? I met I met Luke Hector from Broken Meeple. Actually, I met him quite a lot of times. We kept bumping into each other for some reason, and we had a good old chinwag. As I said, I was at the Stronghold booth stand, and I was chatting with Luke, and then this demonstrator come over and he started talking to me. He goes, "Oh, you're from Rats. I used to live around that area." And we started talking, and Luke kind of like, oh, there's a game there. So, sorry about that, Luke. But yeah, we just got chatting, and we had a good laugh. Just chatting with anyone was good fun. And the amount of people that speak English is incredible. Everywhere you go, there's someone speaking English and teaching a game in English. That can be a problem as well. Sometimes you'll have a demonstrator who doesn't have a good grasp on your language, and that sours the game. Again, you'll have people who don't explain the games properly. I mean, there was a chap at Portal Games who taught us Rattle Battle. He did an excellent explanation of how to play the game. The chap who taught us at Golden Egg Games the Prime Time, amazing. You know, he explains everything. It's not just a case of just put a cube there to do this and then do a cube there to do that. It is basically you are explaining what that cube is and why it's there, and then add some humor into it, and you've got this perfect explanation. The chap who taught us The Pursuit of Happiness, fantastic job. But then there were some who just like, yes, put the cube there and then do that, and we were like, but yeah, good fun. So the biggest surprise for me, Carl, is how friendly everyone is and how nice everybody is. Good moments. As I said, I bumped into Chenille Lassalle, and he sent me a lovely little present. He sent me some postcards of the towers in New York, 1901. And these are very old, and they are very nice. So thank you, Chenille. I hope I'm saying it right, Chenille. Monsieur Lassalle. Oh. So yeah, the people are nice. Who else did I meet there? Well, I met Tom, of course, and I met Z, and I met Eric, and I met Jason. And they were all, I don't know, they weren't as lively as they are when you see them on the videos, but they were good fun to hang around. In fact, I spent most of my time, the last day I spent most of the day hanging around the Dice Tower stand, chatting to people and chatting with them and selling their stuff, and good fun. Yeah, I just thought so. Well, Itai, of course, I met Itai. He said he was going to be there. We bumped into each other a few times. I went past the Conan stand, looked at the Conan game. Oh, what a wonderful game. Yeah, And if you may or may not know, my favourite games at Essen are Seventh Continent, Scythe, and Conan. And they're all Kickstarters, and they were the games that I was most excited to see. I did try to go and see Crossmaster Quest, but it was the only version I could find was the German version. Unfortunately, it looks lovely. It looks lovely, all the pieces. And actually, I went to an event this weekend, and they were selling Crossmaster Quest, and it was expensive. And then they had the extra add-ons for the change the trees into real plastic trees, and they were expensive as well. But yeah. I try to get them. Do you want to see what games I've got? I'm talking. Okay, so Kevin says that he can't chat to me. Oh dear, why can't you chat to me, Kevin? Is there no comment box in the YouTube page? Oh, sorry, mate. Let's see what I got. I should have had this prepared earlier. You know that. People are gonna tune in, see nothing on the screen, and go, "What's this? What's this rubbish?" I don't know, Audrey. Okay, let's start. This was an obvious buy for me. Potion Explosion. What else can I say? Fun, family, light game. I also picked up this. This was not in my schedule. It was in my schedule to go and bump into Helena, who is working for this company to try and get this game published, or perished in trying to get it published. So this is a prototype that they gave me, so I can make a video. You can find that on the channel. Hello. Of course I bought this. Well, I didn't buy this. This was given to me by Elad because I tried it out and I liked it. It gives me that kind of air of Splendor. You know Splendor, the game? Yeah. Very much light, simple, fun, kind of quick playing. I need to get that reviewed. As I said, popped by the Stronghold booth to pick up 504 and picked up this instead. This is something I've wanted for a long time. And I read the rules the other day and I thought, my God, the rules are really badly written. Looks like a video job. And I also picked up Core World. 2 for the price of 1. And I read the rules for that. And they are very good and well written. And of course, I have Apocalypse Chaos. Oh, this game was fun. Oh, yeah. Come on. This is definitely better than Pandemic. Come on, this is, yeah, that's the Pandemic killer. It's cooperative, it's puzzle solving, random elements, but it's, and I'm looking forward to it. So I keep forgetting to show people this. This is my Flux Sweets. I'm going to open it up live. Flux Sweets. What does it say? It says, le seul médicament contre l'uni. Don't know. And they are powdered like a refresher. Pastil acidique. Yeah. It's a fruity kind of refresher. Bit fizzy. A little bit of a je ne sais quoi. But yeah. So I'm going to sum up now because I've been talking about n'importe quoi for a very long time. Essen Spiel Fair is a great days out, holiday, whatever you want to call it. I'll just go careful. It's well organized. Ticket booths, so the queues are not long. The queues for the food were not that long either. Queues for certain parts of certain booths were long, but not too long. They were controlled. Parking was easy. Parking was cheap. The whole event was extremely well run. I didn't have any problems. There was no problems with the toilets. The toilets were great. There was always somewhere that you could go. We did a budget thing, so I didn't really try a lot of food there, due to the fact that we packed sandwiches every day. And so it was like a case of, you know, peckish, grab that. But it is an eye-opener if you've never been to an event like that before. But at the same time, you've got to be calm and prepared. You've got to have comfy shoes. You've got to have a bag, but not too uncomfortable a bag to carry around with you. And you got to just take your time. Don't rush. It's when you rush that. There were a couple of moments when we went to shopping hour, and we had to follow Kilu because he had his list of games that he had to pick up. And so it was like, and that kind of drove me nuts after a while. I think Julian was a bit upset. I hope Guillaume's not watching this. But anywho, yeah, there's those shopping moments which kind of, yeah. I like to take my time. And I think that's the best way that you should do. That's what you should do at Essen. If you're there for the full 4 days, just take your time, enjoy yourself. There's no pressure. Why do you put pressure on yourself to go and see everything? You shouldn't. My diary was practically open. I just go play this, go play that. Oh, 3 o'clock, I've got a meeting with so and so. Okay, and then I got there. It is a magnificent fair, but it is a fair. It's people showing you their new wares. If you've never been, try and go. It's probably not going to be for everyone. Don't treat it as a shopping bonanza. I think that's my advice to you, because you don't want to carry lots of bags around, and you don't want to be rushing around trying to get everything. And your budget is probably not going to be. There's games that you can get there a couple of weeks later in your own store, and it'll be cheaper. So it's up to you. I mean, I'm not a bargain hunter. If I see something that I like these games here, they're games that I want, and they're games that I want to play, and they're games that I hopefully am going to play. I could have bought 50 games, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Do we have a question before I go? We have. Ooh, we have Tell Between Two Cities. No, we have Bethesda. I've got something going on. Oh, some updates. Hey, okay. Did I get any bargains? As I said, I wasn't really shopping, and I wasn't really bargain hunting. Oh, I did buy the expansion for Colt Express, and it came with the DeLorean car as a promo. That was the only thing I got, and I got a promo for New York 1901 as well. Seriously, I just went there to have fun. There were probably lots of promos and lots of different things. I'm probably going to find out what all these promos are when I go see Guillaume this week. He's going to have them all in the tub. I got that, I got that, I got that. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm just someone that just likes playing board games and can appreciate the hard work which goes into creating, publishing, distributing, and all that jazz. Yeah, and that's how I think people should be at Essen. I don't think people should be running around. There were people telling me, there was a chap that I bumped into, he started talking to me, and he said that he bought 20 games a day, and then he's going to be reviewing those games one a week, which will take him all the way back round to Essen next year. And then he'll buy another 20 games each day, and that'll take him all the way around. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm happy doing what I'm doing. And hopefully you're happy. Hopefully. Just play games and have fun. Don't stress about promos that you can't get, and don't stress about cheap prices, because the games will go down in price. It's like viticulture. There's a new edition of viticulture coming out. You can get viticulture now. That's it. You can get it. It's cheaper. It comes in a nice box. There you go. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. I do kind of kick myself for not picking up The Pursuit of Happiness, because I did really enjoy that game. But I know that I can get it later on down the road. You know, there's always tomorrow. I mean, there were some things that I bought and I thought, yay, yeah, I got it at long last. Right, I'm rambling now. I need another cup of tea. And I'm going to listen to my new Jean-Michel Jarre record, because that's just the way I am. Anyway, been nice chatting to you. Thanks for watching, guys. I will be doing some videos soon, some more reviews, which should take us up to the end of the year. Again, I'll be doing my live podcasts with Kevin Berkshire. Okay, so you can catch that on Berkey and Badger's Board Game Babble. I'm also doing the podcast with Itai, the French Game Connection, where we talk about all the stuff fresh in France. And I've got a music video. I want to get that done sometime this year as well. Get that out maybe before Christmas. Excuse me, that's that sweet from that Flux. It's giving me flux. I've been fluxing it up all day. So yeah, I should have a music video coming soon as well. And maybe a Kickstarter, a very big one, coming very soon as well. So look out for those. Thanks for watching, guys and girls and children. If you're children and you tapped in something by mistake, no, this is not that channel. I'm not going to take my clothes off. Okay, so I will speak to you soon, or you can speak to me. Please send me an email, send me a tweet, and we'll chat. Yeah, we chat. We're people. I like talking. You know, that's one thing I've discovered. I like talking to people. I think that's bringing it out of me and Essen. It's just the fact that we can just talk. It's good to talk. It's like they say on the Dice Tower. It's not about the games. It's about the people that play them. And it is about the people that play them. There's some nice people out there. And it is a pleasure just talking to everyone and anyone. Not everyone, but you know, it's a pleasure to talk to people. So thanks for talking to me. And talk to me if you want. Leave a comment. I'm going to push the stop button now because I'm just going off on one. I'm going to start singing a song in a minute. I'm going to get the guitar down and start. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. All right, take it easy, people. Ciao for now.